everyone, Miss Kathy here today with our October version of the Digital Spotlight. And today I'm going to show you a database that is on our state library databases called CultureGram. And this is one that's going to let you learn information about different countries and about our states in the United States. And it's just one more tool if you are working on a school project and you're writing a report about a country or a state and you need to look up the information. You don't have a book, you know you can go on Google and search, but you're going to be looking through so many things. If you go right to this database, you know it's a safe, secure place to find information that you need. Also, I thought it was kind of fun because a lot of times in the news when you're listening to things happening around the world, there are places and I think, I wonder where that's at. I wonder what that place is like. CultureGrams would be a great place to go to just to find out some quick information and do a little fun research to find out. So, if you are home and you are on your internet, you're going to go into sturgispubliclibrary.blogspot.com, and since I'm here at the library, that automatically comes up, but you'll see it up here in the address, sturgispubliclibrary.blogspot.com, and then enter, and I'm back to the page you saw before. This is our Blogspot library page. So now at the top, where we have all those tabs, you see I have Home, Library Catalog, Newsletter, Programs and Services, Online Resources. I want to go to the Online Resources and click on that one. Now the state library has purchased the right to use all of these different databases, and then we get to use them for free. We don't have to pay for them. The state library has already paid for them. Maybe it'll go there. So this is a really fun place to be able to find lots of different information. It's not just for kids, it's for adults too. So here we are, our complete list of databases. And I said the one we're using today is called CultureGrams. So we have to scroll down through our alphabet. Last month I did book flicks. Here's our C's. We have Chilton Library, Consumer Health Complete Consumer Edition, Consumer Health Complete Journal Search, Consumer Reports. Did you know you could get consumer reports on our databases? And right underneath that, the last one in the C's is CultureGrams. And it shows you over here, it's for general information, elementary, middle school, and high school use. So I'm going to click on CultureGrams. And I keep getting this box that says the information you have entered on this page will be sent over an insecure connection and could be read by a third party. Are you sure you want to send this information? I'm going to click continue because I am going to use this. Now here's our page, CultureGrams. It shows there's the World Edition, there's the Kids Edition, there's the States Edition, and there's the Provinces Edition for Canada. Well, I'm going to just start with the World Edition. And what I like about this is it has this world map, and you can click on it. Now it shows you there's North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Asia, Oceania, and Antarctica. We could click on any one of those places on the map and it's going to take us where we want to go. Or if you want to come down here, they have them listed, alphabetical order. When I was playing around with this, I'm like, I want to go into Africa. What are all the places in Africa? In the United States, we have states. Are they called states in Africa? Because there's all these different spots. Let me see, the African continent represents about 20% of the Earth's total landmass, yet its population hovers around 15% of the world's total population. So I'm going to have to read this more to find out. Are these called states? Or is it like Canada? Are they provinces? Well, when I was looking at the Africa map, I thought, wow, I've heard a lot of these places. Botswana, Madagascar, Nigeria, Algeria, Libya, and then I saw Egypt. I thought, ooh, let's click on Egypt. Let's learn something about Egypt today. So when I click on there, it brings up lots of information. Did you know around the Arab world, Egypt is called, oh my goodness, I can't speak Egyptian. Or Egypt is known as Mother of the World. Egyptians tend to enjoy riddles, jokes, sarcasm, and wordplay. Egyptians must be jokesters. They like that kind of stuff. Okay, then it goes into this one. Infographic average person. Okay, let's learn about the average person in Egypt. And if I come over here, it's got a quick little thumbnail that will tell you. It says, this is the portrait of an average person as revealed by statistical data. Egypt's economy, the GDP. Oh, I looked that up, now I forgot what it was. Gross domestic product, I believe it is. Their Egyptian gross domestic products is at a value of $12,700. That's their economy. That's how much their economy generates. And then over here it says median age 24. That means half of the people are younger than 24 years old and half of the people are older than 24 years old in Egypt. They can have up to 7 years of schooling. 7 years, mean years of schooling. That would be like going to school up to the 7th grade. I didn't realize that. And then it says life expectancy. Most Egyptians will live to the age of 72, and most families have 2 siblings. Compared to the world, here it says world comparisons. Egypt's gross GDP is $12,700. The average around the world is $17,500. So they have a lower economic income in Egypt. The mean age there is 31, which means in the world, more people are younger than 31, or half of the people are younger than 31 years old and half of the people are older than 31 years old. Around the world, most schooling goes for 8 years. So they're just 1 year short. In the United States, we go more than 8 years. Life expectancy rate is 72 years old, so they are the same as most of the people around the world. That's what I thought was interesting. World comparisons, most families have 1 sibling. These guys have 2. I haven't heard of very many people that only have 1 child in their family, have 1 sibling. I thought that was very interesting. Then down here, Egypt says rural resident. 57% of the total population of Egypt lives in rural areas rather than cities. The ethnicity is 100% Egyptian. Their official language is Arabic, and their official religion is Muslim. That was a quick little snapshot to give you one little look at what an Egyptian person might be like. Now if I go back to my main page, right over here, you're going to see all these different areas you can search. Background, land and climate. What is the land and climate in Egypt like? Egypt is a little less than half the size of Mexico, or just larger than the United States, the states of Texas and New Mexico combined. So Egypt is a fairly good size. Let's see. Days are long with an average about 12 hours of sunlight in the summer and 8 to 10 hours of sunlight in the winter. Summers are hot and humid with daily high temperatures reaching 108 degrees. Ooh, I don't know if I'd like that. Winters are moderate with lows near 40 degrees. Annual rainfall ranges from virtually nothing in the desert to about 8 inches in the Nile Delta. So they kind of have warmer temperatures than what we do. Obviously, in the summer, they have warmer temperatures. If I wanted to read about the history of Egypt, there's all this information. Now, the people, the population of Egypt. It says they have a population of 99,413,317 people. Okay. Now we know that it's about the size of Texas and New Mexico combined, and they have 99 million people there. That would be awfully crowded for me. Let me see. Language is Arabic. Arabic dialects are spoken in Egypt. Then let me see. Oh, religion, we know that it is Muslim. So if you wanted to find out what Muslim religion was, what they practice, you could read about that here. General attitudes. Egyptians tend to prefer a relaxed and unhurried lifestyle, characterized by the phrase, again, I don't know Arabic, I can't speak it, but it means don't worry or never mind. Egyptians are often expressive. They are known for their sense of humor, which has helped some endure difficult living conditions with great composure. And society is engaged in a serious debate about their religions and their governments. But generally, they have a laid-back, fun attitude. I thought that was an interesting thing to look at, general attitudes. And then personal appearance. Both traditional attire and the latest Western fashions are common in urban areas. So now I'm going to go to, you could read about customs and courtesies. This one I thought was very interesting. Well, not this one, but greetings. Warmth in personal relationships is important to most Egyptians, and greetings are often elaborate. Interesting. The one I really liked was this one, gestures. I use my hands a lot when I talk, and most people understand that. This one, gestures. Egyptians tend to be expressive and often use hand gestures in daily communication, just like me. But pointing is considered impolite. So you do not talk to an Egyptian and point to them. You are being rude when you do that. Very interesting. If I ever go to Egypt, I need to remember, don't point to them. That's rude. Then they've got visiting and eating. Then their lifestyle. What's family life like? What's housing like? Ooh, dating and marriage. Life cycle, diet, recreation. What kinds of things do they like to do? Soccer is the national sport. I wouldn't have thought that about Egypt, but soccer is their national sport. And then it says they enjoy going to movies, Egyptian and foreign films. Many people enjoy watching television, talk shows, and dramatic miniseries are the most popular. That kind of sounds like the United States too. All right, eating. I was on family, housing, dating, marriage, life cycles, diet, recreation, the arts, holidays. I'm right over here. Society, what's their government? What's the economic? What's transportation and communications like? What's their education and what is their health? There are so many things. You could go right here and find out almost anything you might want to know about Egypt. Now I wanted to compare Egypt to another place. So I'm going to go back up here, way at the top, and go to the home page. It's taking me back out, but I'm going to go back into the World Edition because I'm going to compare Egypt to Australia. Do you think there's a lot of difference between Egyptians and Australians? Well, if I go into Australia, Australia is the world's driest permanently inhabited continent. Cricket is the most popular national sport. I could click on my thumbnail. Oh, Egypt had like a $12,700 GDP, gross domestic product, or whatever that was. Australia's is $50,400. Much higher economic place, more economic things going on in Australia. The median age in Egypt, it was 31. In Australia, it's 39. 39 is the age. Half of the people are older than 39. Half of the people in Australia are younger than 39. They can have up to 13 years of school compared to Egypt's 7 years of school. Their life expectancy is 82. Most of their people will live to be 82 years old versus the 70, was it 72 or 74? Most Australians have one sibling. Once again, one sibling. Wow. City dwellers, 86% of the total population of Australia live in cities. More people live in the cities in Australia than they did in Egypt, where it was more rural. Ethnicity, there are mostly white people. They speak English, and they are Christian in their religion. If I click off that thumbnail and I go back to my side, I can learn about the land and climate. I can learn about their history, the population of Australia. Now remember, Egypt had 99 million. Australia has 23,470,145 people as their population. Australia is much bigger, but has less amounts of people than what Egypt did. Okay, population, language, religion, general attitudes. Are Australians laid back? Are they liking jokes and having fun time together? Australians tend to be proud of their heritage. That a nation of convicts and laborers established a wealthy, educated, and egalitarian society in a harsh and inhospitable land. Most Australians value tolerance and fairness. They dislike aggressive, ostentatious, and proud behavior. Australians are known for being outgoing and friendly and place a high value on enjoyment. So, Egyptians like to be jokesters and have fun that way. Australians like to be fair. They want things to be fair. I think that is such an interesting category to look at it in each place. General attitudes. What are they like? There's also personal appearance. Greetings and their customs and courtesy. I bet you've heard this greeting before if you watch any Australian kind of movies. G'day means good day. G'day and a handshake is how they say hello. Then it says, oh, it doesn't say anymore there. If I go to, gestures. I like the gestures. Rules of basic Western etiquette are strongly adhered in Australia. When yawning, one covers the mouth and then excuses oneself. Winking at women is typically considered inappropriate. Don't be winking at women. Some of these things we do just naturally in the United States mean something totally different in another country. So I really like this general attitudes category. I think that's a fun one to look at. Oh, that was gestures too, the gestures one. I'm getting mixed up where I'm at. Visiting, eating, family, housing, dating and marriage, life cycle, diet, recreation. Physical fitness, exercise, and sportsmanship are important to Australians. Cricket is the most popular sport. We'd already read that in the very opening of the beginning. So I thought it was kind of fun to compare Egypt and Australia, two different places. What is the culture like? This is called CultureGrams. So we're going to find out, what is the culture of those places like? Well, now I want to move on. You could look at so many different places, but I'm going to go back to my home button up here. And I'm going to see, what is the difference between World Edition and Kids Edition? It says, get a kid's eye view of daily life in countries around the world. Well, I'm going to go back to Egypt. I'm going to find out what was the difference between the World Edition and the Kids Edition. This one shows a few more facts. Ancient Egyptians believed that mummifying a body ensured that person would receive safe passage to the afterlife. If you studied Egyptians in your social studies class, you probably know about that. Blowing winds move sand dunes in the western desert of Egypt almost 2 miles every 5 years. So their land, their geography kind of changes a little bit. Lots of different things you could read about there. But if I go over to this side, I want to see what my differences are. I still have land and climate. I still have population. I still have language. But then there's a button right here that says, can you say it? And it says, can you say it in Arabic? Hello, goodbye, please, thank you, yes, no. I could probably say no, because it says no is la. So in Egyptian, if they're telling you la, they're saying no. But don't point at them. That's rude. No, la. I was going to see. No more there I wanted to show you. History, their timeline. Pharaohs and their pyramids. That might be something you'd want to read about if you're doing a report on those. Centuries of invasions, the fight for independence, war with Israel, Egypt today. So their history is a little bit different from what the world one was. Lifestyle, games, and sports. Egyptians love soccer. They love playing it, watching it on television, and going to matches. Egyptian kids also enjoy playing tag, cards, and video games. Girls like to dress up and pretend to be singers, dancers, and moms. Boys often play with toy cars, build with Legos, or wrestle with other boys. Men often play table games like cards, backgammon, and dominoes in cafes. So it tells you just a little bit more about what the kids' aspect of games are. So let's go back over here. Games and sports, holidays, food, schools, life as a kid. Family ties in Egypt are very strong, and Egyptian kids grow up near many relatives. Both girls and boys go to school, but afterwards, boys from the countryside work in the fields, while boys from the city help in their family business or play in the streets. Girls help take care of the younger children and teach and learn such household skills as cooking, cleaning, and sewing. That's what boys and girls do in Egypt. Let's see. Society, their government, their money, getting around, cultural facts and contacts, the Suez Canal, and learn more. It has a lot of the same information as the World one, but the World edition is more towards what adults would read. Kids edition will bring it down to your level, what's more interesting to you. So, let's go back to home, kids edition, and let's check out Australia on the kids edition. Australia. Two of Australia's most famous landmarks are in Sydney, the Sydney Harbour Bridge, the world's widest and heaviest arch bridge, and the Sydney Opera House, built with a roof that looks like the sails of a ship. Australia has more kangaroos than people. I didn't see that one on the other page. Oh, in each one it shows you the flag of the country. It says you can listen to hear the country name.
Australia.
Oh, I like that. Or you can hear the country's anthem. Ours is the Star Spangled Banner. Cool, there is a feature where you can listen to some of the things on this one. All right. Land and climate, population, is it still going to tell me it's 23? Oh, right there, 23,470,146. But it says Australia is a large country, but relatively few people live there. The United States, which is not much bigger geographically, has a lot more people. Australians aren't spread evenly across the country. Most people live on the coast in cities, especially in Sydney, Melbourne, Perth, and Brisbane. The majority of Australians have European ancestors, and a growing percentage of the population has Asian ancestry. Aboriginal peoples, the original inhabitants of Australia, and other natives make up a small minority and live mostly in the countryside. Today there are more and more people moving to Australia from Africa and the Middle East. That's an interesting thing to know about their population. Language. Can you say it? It's got the same ones going. To say hello, you can also say, how you going? Excuse me, I? Well done. Good on ya. It's fun to find out what their different sayings are. Timeline, Australia's first people, land of prisoners, gold rush, a young country, from many lands and South Pacific powers, all part of their history. Lifestyle, their games and sports, their holidays, food. I wonder what kids' food might be. Australians are known for their barbecues, which may have started with the Aboriginal people, excuse me, who cooked all their food on hot coals. Australians eat all kinds of European, Asian, and American foods. Kids like fast food, but at home they eat meat, potatoes, pasta, and sandwiches. Many Australians, excuse me again, also enjoy fresh seafood, shrimp, lobster, crab, and many kinds of fish. Fish and chips meaning French fries, are usually wrapped in paper and they are a popular meal. Excuse me. It says Vegemite, an Australian favorite, is a salty sandwich spread made from yeast. That doesn't sound appetizing to me at all. Okay. Lifestyle, there's their schools, their life as a kid. Society, the government, the money and economy, getting around. And then down here, culture facts and contacts, amazing animals. Oh my goodness. Australia is famous for its unique animals like kangaroos, Tasmanian devil, koala, emu, and duck-billed platypus. Those are fun things kids would like to know. What kind of animals would you see in Australia? So that just shows me the differences between, let's go home, the World Edition and the Kids Edition. Both have the same information, just one is more older kids or adult oriented and the other one is for the younger kids. Great way to find information, quick and easy if you're doing reports. Or if you hear something on the news about a different country and you're like, I wonder where that's at, I wonder what it's like. Come to CultureGrams. The States Edition, of course, it's all of the states in the United States. And I had to look at, I was like, who do I want to compare in the States? I have a brother that lives in Kansas. I haven't been to Kansas for a very, very, very long time. So I thought I'd look to see what are some things about Kansas. Kansas is called the Sunflower State, and it is the 34th state to become a state in the United States. Oh, Dorothy's house from the Wizard of Oz is displayed in Liberal, Kansas. So we know about the Wizard of Oz. We have in Aberdeen, South Dakota, in our state, we have the Land of Oz, like Storybook Island in Aberdeen. Then, besides the Sunflower State, Kansas is also called the Wheat State, the Cyclone State, and the Jayhawker State. And the world's largest ball of twine is located in Cawker City. Some fun, interesting, quick facts about Kansas. Here's their state flag. Tells you their motto. Ad astra per aspera. This means to the stars through difficulties. Shows you what the map of Kansas looks like. Quick facts. Their capital is Topeka. Their population is 2,913,314 people, 14 people. And they have a land area of 82,278 square miles. Down here under additional features, it shows a distance calculator and a state time. Do you know what time it is in Kansas right now? Well, we can find out. Kansas has, 2 time zones. They're mostly green. The green is Central Standard Time, but they have this little part right here that's in Mountain Standard Time. Mountain Standard Time would be the same time we are. Today I am doing this on Wednesday. It's 11:11 a.m. in Central Standard Time. So in Mountain Standard Time, I'm doing this at 10:11 a.m. So, whoops, gotta get in the right state, Kansas. So they do have two different time zones like we do, South Dakota. See, we have a mountain time zone and a central time zone. If you want to know what time it was in whatever state, click on here and you can find out. I'm gonna click out of that one. Just a fun feature I thought was really kind of interesting. Now if we go to our sidebar, the place, the climate, what's the weather like in Kansas? Geography, are they mountainous or are they flat? Resources and economy. What do most people have for jobs? Are they a tourist state? Are they an agricultural state? Are they a mining state? You can find out there. History, there's the timeline, first European contact, the French years, new arrival, bleeding Kansas, years of prosperity, and Brown versus the Board of Education. Some quick things to find out about the history. The people. Population, government, famous people, and Native American. I wonder if we know any of the famous people from Kansas. Who do we know that's famous that came from Kansas? Oh, well, Amelia Earhart, Dwight Eisenhower, Melissa Etheridge, and Barry Sanders. Those are just the ones they showed the pictures of. I know there's more listed there. So you can see if there's somebody you know that's famous that came from Kansas. Okay, that's the people. Cultural notes. It says Little House and Crop Artist. I got a Little House. Laura Ingalls Wilder wrote about life on the frontier in her popular Little House on the Prairie books. The series of 9 books centers on young Laura Ingalls and her family. The first book, Little House in the Big Woods, follows the Ingalls family as they leave their home in Big Woods, Wisconsin and move to the Indian Territory near Independence, Kansas. Another connection to us. Laura Ingalls Wilder also lived in Kansas. This one I thought was really fun. Under cultural notes, crop artist. It says Stan Hurd is known as a crop artist. He uses fields as giant canvases to create pictures that can be seen from the air. Hurd plants crops such as clover, watermelons, squash, and corn using tractors and mowers to achieve the shapes and designs he wants. Well, that made me interested. What are some of his pictures look like? What do they look like? What is this crop artist? It doesn't show it on here, but I can go off-site to Google and I can type in his name, Stan Hurd. And it shows Stan Hurd art. Look at this. Oh, it looks like he even did an Amelia Earhart, one of the famous people from Kansas. And he does this with planting in the field. Look at all the fun different things he has done in the field. Oh my goodness. That is a different kind of art. That's very interesting. Well, I want to go back to my CultureGrams. So that was some of the things, interesting things I learned about Kansas. And then I thought, oh, I'm not done with that yet. Here's the fun facts and contacts. State symbols. What's their state bird, their state tree, their state flower, their state animal. Other symbols, the amphibian, their state amphibian. Soil, insect, reptile, song. And it says generate citation. So if you are putting this in your report, you got the information from here, it will help you cite that information. Major league sports teams, recipes. I could go on and on and on looking at this one. But then I thought, okay, let's do another state. Do we want to do South Dakota? There it is. If you're in the grade that's learning about South Dakota and you're doing the South Dakota history report, look, you can come right here. Besides being known as the Mount Rushmore State, South Dakota is also known as the Coyote State, the Blizzard State, and the Artesian State. I had never heard that before. Many dinosaur fossils have been found in South Dakota, including those of the Tyrannosaurus rex. About 1,300 buffalo roam in Custer State Park. One buffalo can weigh 2,000 pounds. There's our state flag. There's what our state looks like. Our capital is Pierre. Our population is 884,659 people. State time, here we go. Remember, we are in mountain time, and now it's 10:11 or 10:17 mountain time. East River, it's 11:17. They're an hour ahead of us. Let's go back. Distance calculator. So if we want to find out how far is it from select a city. No, maybe I'm not going to be able to do this. If you have more time at home to play around with it, you can try it there. Let's go back. And once again, we have our climate, our geography, resources and economy, timeline, our history, the Sioux takeover, era of exploration, pioneers moving, Red Cloud's War, Black Hills Gold, Wounded Knee, and the Dust Bowl. People, what is our population? What kind of government do we have? Who are famous people from South Dakota? Let's see. Tom Brokaw, Cheryl Ladd, George McGovern, and Rain in the Face. But it also lists the author of The Wizard of Oz, Calamity Jane, Crazy Horse, Billy Mills, Russell Means, Red Cloud, Sitting Bull, Korchak Zilkowski. We have a lot of famous people, but you might have known some of them already. Okay, famous people, Native Americans, culture, our art, and Storybook Island. Have you been to Storybook Island in Rapid City? Storybook Island is a free children's theme park in Rapid City. The Rapid City Rotary Club created the park as a fun place where kids and their families can go to exercise their imagination. We already know a lot about South Dakota, but if you're looking for some fun, interesting facts to tell your friends, maybe your cousins that live in another state don't know some of this stuff, you can wow them with information from our state. State symbols, major league sports teams, recipes. What are some recipes from South Dakota? Oh, fry bread. Fry bread is a South Dakota food. And you have the recipe. You can make it. Or kuchen. Kuchen is our state dessert. You can learn how to make kuchen. These are just some fun places to go. Instead of having to get out the encyclopedia or check out a bunch of books or Google and see what kind of different things it'll show you, you can come right to CultureGrams and find quick, safe information to do reports or just look up for fun. All right, so we've done the World Edition and the Kids Edition for all around the world. We've got just the United States Edition, and then there's Canada. Explore the provinces. Here's what Canada looks like. There's the Yukon, the Northwest Territory, Nunavut, I don't even know how to say that. British Columbia, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, Quebec, Newfoundland and Labrador, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick. Have you been to any places in Canada? I have been in Alberta, and I was really disappointed. I wanted to show you. One of the fun places I got to go to in Alberta, Canada, was their capital city of Edmonton. And they have a huge mall, just like our Mall of America. They have a huge mall too. But I didn't find any of that information on here. That kind of bummed me out. But they talk about Banff National Park and Calgary, the Calgary Stampede. Those were places I had been to, I'd seen, I knew about them. Calgary was a fun place to go to. Banff National Park was a fun place to go to. Alberta was a pretty province. And they also have the Rocky Mountains in there. Let's see. Well, I don't even have to go home. I can go right up here where it says Alberta, and then I can choose which other one. I have been to Saskatchewan in Canada. It's the only training academy for the Royal Canadian Mounted Police recruits that is found in Regina, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan has more kilometers of roads than any other province. I can believe that. Curling was named Saskatchewan's official sport in 2001. And Saskatchewan has around 100,000 lakes, close to one lake for every 12 people. But the most fun thing I found on here, Saskatchewanians call hoodies bunny hugs. So when your mom says, have you got your hoodie on? It's cold out there. You can say, Mom, it's not a hoodie, it's a bunny hug. Because that's what they call it in Saskatchewan. You can see their flag. You can find their quick information, population. The capital is Regina. Distance calculator. Oh, what time is it in Saskatchewan? Well, here's Saskatchewan. They are in the Central Time Zone. Is it called Central Time Zone? They're in the same time zone we are because it is 10:23 in Saskatchewan right now. It's 10:23 here. That would be our mountain time zone. That would be our mountain time zone. So it's the same time as Saskatchewan as it is in here. Well, I'm not going to spend any more time on this because I could go on forever because it's so much fun just to get in there and look around. But if you have to do some reports, if you just hear something on the news or read something and you're wondering, where is that place at? What's it like? Come to sturgispubliclibrary.blogspot.com, go to the databases and click on CultureGrams. And you can find out tons of information about countries and continents and places, United States, all in one spot. I hope you will get to use it and enjoy it, have fun, and I'll see you next month with a new database.